Good evening, Zimbabwe. This is Change Radio News. Today is Tuesday, 21 October 2025. The news is read by Divine Nambira. Here are the news headlines. Chinese-led syndicate smuggle 10 million worthy of gold out of the country. Madzibaba Veshanduko arrested in night raid. And Biti warns against a third-term agenda. And now for the news in detail. Authorities are investigating a syndicate accused of smuggling over 120 kilograms of gold valued at around $10 million from Kwekwe's Silobela gold belt. The group, led by Chinese national Zhuo Wenzhong and Australian Moham Karim, reportedly declared less than 4 kilograms in 2024, despite processing thousands each month. The Zimbabwe Republic Police are probing companies including Port Hill, Generous Resources, and Mill Hub, uncovering records suggesting gold sales bypassed official channels, costing the country millions of dollars. Zimbabwe Miners Federation President Henrietta Rushwaya has warned that continued abuses by some Chinese nationals against small-scale miners could spark a revolt in the gold sector. Speaking at the Mine Entra exhibition in Bulawayo last week, Rushwaya said miners are facing killings, assaults, and exploitation, and urged the government to act. She added that miners have remained disciplined, with gold deliveries reaching 33 tons by September, but tensions with foreign investors continue. The Chinese embassy recently urged its nationals to respect local laws, communities, and the environment. Political activist Kudzai Saruwaka has confirmed that Godfrey Karembera, known as Madzibaba Veshanduko, was arrested last night by a group of men traveling in 2 grey GD6s, 2 black GD6s, and a Mahindra. None of the vehicles had police markings or number plates. Saruwaka said Karembera's wife was physically assaulted during the incident. The arrests follow a police manhunt targeting both Saruwaka and Veshanduko. Saruwaka also revealed that yesterday, Tafazwa Chidawa of Matrix offered to assist the police by providing vehicles from a car rental company. Former opposition leader and constitutional law expert Tendai Biti says any push for a third-term agenda carries serious legal risks. He warned that constitutional amendments do not guarantee benefits for the incumbent, citing former Senegalese President Abdoulaye Wade's failed attempt. Biti added that citizens are ready to resist ZANU PF's plans, even if it means sacrificing their lives. Let's hear Tendai Biti as he speaks.
That is to say, 2/3 in the National Assembly and 2/3 in the Senate. It must then go to a referendum, because it is a bill altering term limits in the country. The referendum is a simple process, Baba. The referendum simply asks whether you are saying yes or no. Because we are going to campaign and live in the mountains to get that no vote. There is a second problem. The Constitution then says, when you change this Constitution and you remove the term limits, it doesn't benefit the incumbent.
It benefits the next.
It benefits the next. But you can change that provision.
Same process.
Yeah, we call it the Abdullahi Wade provision. Because President Abdullahi Wade amended the constitution for a third time, and Senegalese said it can't benefit you, and he lost at that stage. And that's why President Sall came in, and as fat as as you know, President Macky Sall also tried to change the constitution to benefit him. Yet he came through a process of rejecting a third term agenda. That's why you can't trust people. But anyway, to come back to the legal process. Another referendum is required now to change the constitutional provision that says you can't benefit. That's when we will see Trababalas true colors, because all along you'll be saying, I don't want Vandova Akuda. Now when he says, now the Akuda, the constitution has to go to a referendum for the second time. Baba, Pakaipa. Tusangana Makomo, Tusangana Watendabwe, Tusangana Udotito, Tusangana Esgodini, Tusangana Kubinga, Tusangana Kucholochu. He can't win those referendums. He cannot win those referendums.
Okay.
So to put it very crudely, the idea of a third term agenda is fraught with such legal landmines that you would have to be so ambitious, so insane, so drunk or both to ever think that it can actually carry out and see the light of the day.
Zimbabwe has recorded a rise in crime, with over 321,000 cases reported in the second quarter of 2025, a 3.5% increase from the previous quarter, the Zimbabwe Statistics Agency says. Bulawayo and Harare provinces reported the highest numbers, with theft, robbery, and drug-related offenses driving the surge. The increase affects residents and businesses across the country, causing social and economic harm. Zimstat's Director General Tafazwa Bandama said the rise in crime is straining government law enforcement resources. Social commentator Rejoice Ngwenya attributed the surge to unemployment, economic hardship, and limited policing capacity. A video circulating on social media shows Chinese miners destroying a mountain near Cactus Dam. The dam feeds into the Kwekwe River, and local residents warn that the mining is causing serious environmental damage and threatening water resources and the local ecosystem. The recently concluded ZANU PF Congress in Mutare has raised fresh concerns over state capture after top military commanders, including the heads of the Defense Forces and National Army, attended the party's event. Observers say their presence violates constitutional provisions that bar serving security chiefs from partisan activities. Critics argue that the move shows how state institutions have been compromised to serve political interests. 4 former opposition MPs are among 59 candidates shortlisted for public interviews to fill 6 vacancies at the Zimbabwe Human Rights Commission. The 4 are Ruth Labode, Tapiwa Mashakada, Mushine Ripi Chinyanganya, and Anel Debele. However, critics are questioning their inclusion and the timing of the process, saying it could be part of ZANU PF's bid to win opposition endorsement for President Emmerson Mnangagwa's proposed term extension to 2030. 2 haulage truck drivers are feared dead after their chrome-laden trucks plunged into the Ngezi Bridge in Zvishavane early Tuesday morning. Reports say the trucks traveling from Berengwa to Zvishavane fell into the river while trying to avoid a stationary vehicle on the bridge. Rescue efforts are currently underway. The Zimbabwe Media Commission will interview candidates shortlisted for commissioner positions. The list includes former Herald editors Tichaona Zindoga and Caesar Zvishavane, former Harare East ZANU PF parliamentary candidate Mavis Gumbo, ex-MDC legislators Tapiwa Mashakada and Obed Gutu, Munyaradzi Wengwerere, Susan Makore, Miriam Makome, and Rushwaya Moyo. 10 people, including former Liberation War fighters, were arrested on Friday for allegedly taking part in a demonstration organized by ex-ZANU PF Central Committee member Blessed Geza. They appeared in Harare Magistrate Court on Saturday, singing Chimurenga songs as they entered. The accused, who reportedly protested against President Mnangagwa, will spend a week in remand custody. In economic news, the government plans to ban firewood for tobacco curing by 2030 to reduce deforestation and promote sustainable farming. Speaking at the Zimbabwe-China Tobacco Expo in Harare on Thursday, Lands and Agriculture Minister Anxious Masuka said the move is part of the agriculture, food systems, and rural transformation strategy. Critics welcomed the plan, but criticized ongoing destruction of tree plantations in the Eastern Highlands by Chinese operators. In international news, former French President Nicolas Sarkozy has begun a 5-year prison sentence for conspiring to fund his 2007 election campaign with money from late Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. Sarkozy, president from 2007 to 2012, is the first French ex-leader to go to jail since World War II. He will serve his sentence in La Santé prison in a small isolation cell while appealing the ruling. Supporters gathered outside his Paris home, cheering and shouting his name as he left, holding his wife Carla Bruni Sarkozy's hand. And finally, in sports news, football giants Caps United are set to renovate Gwanzura Stadium in Highfield after securing a long-term lease from the city of Harare. Club President Farai Jere says the plan is to restore the stadium to CAF standards with bucket seats and a vibrant home atmosphere for Makepekepe fans. Senegalese footballer Sheikh Toure, aged 18, has died after traveling to Ghana for what he thought was a professional club trial. Reports say he was deceived by individuals posing as football scouts who were later found to be part of a criminal group with no club affiliation. To end this news bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Chinese-led syndicate smuggled 10 million worth in gold out of the country. Madzibaba Veshanduko arrested in night raid, and Biti warns against a third-term agenda. And that concludes our bulletin for the day. We thank you for listening. From myself, Divine Nambira, and the entire team at Change Radio, we wish you a blessed night.